Hi guys. Okay, I sent an email labeled fall is coming. I think it was. Let's see. It was entering into fall. Okay, so I decided I'm gonna start making short little recap videos because we all learn differently, right? We learn from reading and we also learn from videos. So also, I think I might start a podcast, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, so just a little clip into fall and just kind of my thoughts and maybe explaining a little bit of what I was writing here. And so fall is a time where we get this grand invitation to go internal. And it's the start of going into stillness. In our society, it's not really recognized. We don't follow seasons as we should if we're living on this earth. And so we're coming back into remembering that. And that's through meditation, through your own stillness practice, also through plant medicine, and even just this natural, I feel like there's this natural wake up that people are going through. And we could even look at kombucha was kind of the instigator for that because it helped repair our guts. Okay, so fall. Fall is a time where everything slows down. All your energy really starts going into the belly. And this is for many reasons. It's colder, and so we need to keep our internal organs warm. And so the heart, the diaphragm area, and the major organs of the body. This is a great time to start any type of practice that you are going inside. So, meaning kind of reorganizing your home, establishing like, ooh, do I really want the flow of my home to be this way? How is it going to be better when we're home more often? Because we're going into winter, right, for North America. And so you might feel this kind of nesting happening. And kind of cleaning up the outside as well, which is also if we were gardening this summer, it's we got to clean all that up, and reorganizing tools and maybe the garage. You can see maybe noticing what outfits are really benefiting you, what kind of new spice you want to bring onto your canvas every day. And you'll start to see, I mean, the sun's angle and intensity on our planet, especially in the northern hemisphere, it's slowly diminishing. So we're seeing the sun is rising around 7 a.m. And whereas before in the summer it was like 5:30, like 5:45. And naturally we wake up earlier in the summer because if you look at the hunter and gatherer, you look at if we are communing with the earth 100% the way we used to, that sunlight is waking us up, right? That's coding our circadian rhythm. So now we don't have that. But we're still working in society. We still have to get kids to school. We still have, our routines that we stick by. And this can get a little hard. And that's why I kind of mentioned that fatigue in the quotations. Like, is it really fatigue, or is this like our bodies are adjusting to the season? And so in the email, it talks about melatonin and the levels of melatonin that we have. And they're higher in the fall and in the winter. And this is a time of rejuvenation. You're rebooting, you're reorganizing your internal world. And so you need that melatonin. Melatonin, when you shift it one time, it starts to activate that DMT effect in the body, in the brain. And so it has to shift twice. So melatonin and serotonin are closely related. And then you shift it one more and it becomes this other molecule. I can't remember. And then once you shift it again, and that's where you get these visions. So Joe Dispenza talks about this. I have it written somewhere. And I'll put it in the email and I'll also post it on Instagram, but you start to connect to the divine, if that makes sense. Your frequency is different. So your glands have a lot to do with what you're inputting and outputting into your electromagnetic field and to the electromagnetic field of others. So something to keep in mind, this isn't rocket science. This is something that you can feel. So the other day I talked about regulating the nervous system and, going into meditation and receiving messages. Let's say you're prepping for a medicine journey. And the way you'll do that is you need to gain specific tools. So when you hit that big wave, you can calm yourself down. You can self-soothe yourself rather than kind of wall scraping and being like, oh my God, this is a bad journey. This is so horrible. It starts with the nervous system to be able to surrender and absorb the opportunity. It's all opportunity. Energy is energy, and there is no distinction from bad energy to good energy. And this is kind of just a fundamental teaching that I teach in my programs, that you learn to relay with all types of energy. We create the polarity. We create like, oh, someone is acting like this, they must be, have a bad energy. Yes and no. We are the ones that create that polarity, and we go deeper in my programs. And I talk about this in Dreamscape as well, because you witness this and you experience this. They're all invitations. Why is it cringe to us? And for someone else it's not, right? So regulating the nervous system, and it's a great time. Oh, such a great time in the fall to start that practice. So another thing I want to say, if you tend to be on the thinner side, you have thinner hair, thinner bones, thinner skin, you're more air. So in Ayurveda, we call this Vata. This is your season where you become really unbalanced. Okay. You can see the winds coming. One thing I dread is going out at Halloween and it being cold as F and winds, like I need to make sure I have my pumpkin soup. Like it's kind of a traditional thing. But making sure that I'm warm and I'm housed well. So this is the time where you want to really be eating dense foods to ground you into the earth, because the elements outward in our world right now are very etheric and airy. And definitely go way into that in some of my posts that you can look back, like back in 2012, 2013-ish. That's when I start really going deep into the elements. So eating foods that are grounding. If you tend to be heavier, and this isn't like you're overweight, but you tend to have more density, more earth, then you're not cold all the time. You're a little bit more sluggish. So this is a great time, cold plunging, really moving the body, using the outward elements, that there's a lot of flow, and tapping into that. If you tend to be hot, this is your time. This is your time to bloom. Your pitta, right? This is like you go outside and you're like, oh, I feel great. I am cozy and it's pleasant. So let's see. And then we talk about energy, your energy bucket, your energy reserves. And in the fall, it's a really great time to assess whatever dosha you are, Vata, Pitta, Kapha, whatever elements that you're holding in your body. And there's a 58-minute video. This is a masterclass that I created last year, I believe. And this was my most successful masterclass that I ever put out. And we go through what types of foods, what practices. So check that out. If you're not subscribed to the email, subscribe to my email, to my newsletter. Really, any subscription through my Linktree portal will get you eventually into the main hub. So make sure you're subscribed to that so you can get these videos and get all these tips and meditations. And then you're in the know of what is going on and how to better support your body. One last thing I was going to talk about, because we're going into the 28th, which is a lunar eclipse in Taurus. It's a full moon, and full moons are, this is your action plan. So new moons are setting your intention, and then your full moon is when you go and you take the action. So you refine your intention between the new moon to the full moon. So for example, my intention is I really want to start traveling in my dream world. So I got the Blue Lotus. I actually have it, but I have to start taking it, right? Like start creating the action. And so I've been kind of mapping and tuning into that. So full moon, this is where I'm doing some sort of meditation and ritual to get into the flow, into the frequency. And so that would be an example. And another example, if you're like, yeah, Pri, like I am feeling a little bit heavier, like sluggish, and I'm not in my routine. Okay, I'm gonna wake up early and I'm gonna get in the cold shower. If you're a woman, please be careful. Do not cold shower when you're menstruating. There's specific times in the month where you shouldn't cold shower. And I talk a lot about this in my programs as well. So if you're interested in that, but cold showering will boost your immunity for one, but it also gets that kapha moving, kind of that sluggish energy. And your best bet is doing like a high intensity or something invigorating upon waking. It's hard. Some of my clients who have that kapha energy, it's brutal for the first few days. But I tell you, once you get there, I've seen they are the ones that are sticking to it. They're earth, they're here, they're doing. And so we're going into Taurus, which is earth. And so setting your intentions, even if you didn't set them in the new moon, just setting them now and kind of pondering, like, how am I going to do it? How am I going to execute it? What are some things, like 3 weeks from that? What do I want to feel? What do I want to see? 3 days from that, what are some steps that I need to take? And if you need support, you can always reach out to me, of course. So I want to talk more about the full moon. So a video is going to come on that. So make sure you're subscribed to the newsletter. Bye for now.